It therefore behoves the bar to continue on this crusade on your behalf by advocating for the upward review of the compensation packages of our judicial officers at all levels, to objectively eliminate any incentive for corruption in the judiciary. It is my pledge today, on behalf of the NPA, that we shall not shy away from that noble responsibility. At the same time, we call on the National Judicial Council not to relent in its efforts to rid our bench of corruption and to continually tackle the issue of discipline of judicial officers. In a recently released report credited to the Independent Corrupt Practices Commission, ICPC, entitled Nigeria Corruption Index, Report of a Pilot Survey. The survey, which was carried out by the Anti-Corruption Academy of Nigeria, the intellectual arm of the ICPC, ranked the judiciary at the top of the Nigerian Corruption Index between 2018 and 2020, and claimed that over 9 billion naira was offered to or demanded from and paid as bribe to judges by lawyers in Nigeria. This shows that there is still a lot of work to be done in rooting out this monster in our justice delivery system. It remains the position of the bar that the process prescribed by law for investigating and disciplining errant judicial officers and to preserve the dignity that attaches to the office of judicial officers must be handled by the NJC to secure the independence of the judiciary. That remains our position. The NJC must, however, continue to utilize and constantly oil the internal self-regulating powers vested in the council by law to weed out the few bad eggs who give the judiciary a bad name. This is the only way to strengthen public confidence in the institution. Your lordships are assured of our utmost cooperation in this regard. We also note the issues surrounding the financial autonomy of the judiciary at state levels, following the issuance of Executive Order Number 10 of 2020 by His Excellency the President of the Republic. And we call on all relevant stakeholders to ensure the prompt resolution of all of these issues in the interest of the smooth administration of justice. We are aware that this dispute has been submitted to your lordships for determination. Consequently, I shall say no more on the topic. On a separate but related note, the congestion of your lordships' dockets and the need for a comprehensive solution to the problem of delay and congestion of cases in a sustainable manner is of utmost concern to the Nigerian bar and the Nigerian citizenry. Last year, my predecessor in office, Mr. Paul Usoro, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, acknowledged that your lordships have for some time now been burdened by and with political cases, and that due to the time limitation in respect of these election-related matters, your lordships have had to prioritize these appeals to the detriment of other conventional matters that remain the constitutional responsibility of the Supreme Court, including commercial disputes. Sadly, we find ourselves in this same situation in 2020. The NBA shall continue to call for renewed collaboration between the bar and the bench to critically examine ways forward and to constructively collaborate with all relevant stakeholders, notably the executive and the legislature, in devising effective means of actualizing needed reforms to enhance the justice delivery system in the country and ensure speedy dispensation of justice. For example, it should not be. Permit me to call on my Lord to have a serious rethink on the issue of award of costs. It is my conviction that the award of substantial costs will go a long way towards reducing the incidence of filing frivolous cases. Except in isolated cases, the Nigerian judicial attitude towards the award of costs does not seem to be inclined to punish frivolous claims when they eventually are identified. Rather, our courts are known to award relatively minuscule amounts as costs, even in high-profile commercial disputes. While I understand that the rationale behind the policy of awarding seemingly nominal costs is to ensure that access to justice is not prohibitive. Courts must strike a balance and deter parties from wasting precious judicial time. In my opinion, significant costs, including legal fees, must necessarily follow whenever frivolous claims come before our courts. This is an effective way for incentivizing fidelity to contractual arrangements. If done consistently, then it is inevitable that sooner rather than later, parties to commercial transactions will be wary of commencing flimsy claims, raising sham defenses, or pursuing needless appeals. This in turn will improve the overall efficiency of our justice delivery system, improve trade and commerce, and very importantly too, better the lot of Nigerian lawyers. It is in this wise that I most respectfully throw back the challenge to my Lord, the Honorable Chief Justice of Nigeria, and assure my Lords that the NBA is willing to support this measure. I call on my Lords to immediately issue a practice direction on the award of costs. The NBA is available to provide a working draft to your Lordships for consideration. The NBA shall also continue to support all measures aimed at proper case management and scheduling of cases by judicial officers to curb unnecessary adjournments. We shall continue to call on your Lordships to ensure that in the unavoidable cases where the courts do not sit, counsel are given adequate notice instead of the situation where some courts fail to inform counsel, some of whom come from outside the jurisdiction of the court, and are forced to sit in court for long hours only to be informed that the court would not sit. This practice, which pervades through the entire court system across the country, should be deprecated and discouraged. And there is no better authority to address this challenge from a central position than your Lordships. We strongly believe that proper case management is possible, and we pledge the resources of our highly skilled members to support your Lordships in addressing this. In the same way that the NBA under my leadership has promised to prioritize the continued professional development of legal practitioners, we also humbly call on your Lordships to continue investing in the progressive training of judicial officers, especially newly appointed ones. The beauty of knowledge is that it is a never-ending and an ever-changing world, characterized by continuous changes and transformation in diverse areas of the economy. Our courts must continue to be equipped with the human and material resources to meet the needs of a sophisticated society. Further, one pledge I made at my inauguration was that the NBA shall henceforth monitor compliance with the NJC rules and procedure for selection and appointment of Superior Court judges strictly. It is for this reason that I have had to release statements on the unfortunate protracted crisis